The next to interpolate is Congressman Ron Salo. You are recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Allow me, Mr. Chair, to propound some questions with the former Secretary Harry Roque. This will just be a reiteration, mostly of the things that were already passed on upon by Attorney Raj, but I'll ask them for emphasis and clarity. Mr. Secretary, I understand that, of course, you signed an affidavit of support in favor of Mr. Alberto Rodolfo Y. de la Serna, the 2016 Mr. Supranational Philippines, confirming that you will provide financial assistance to Mr. de la Serna for his travel to Poland, Ukraine, and Italy from October 9, 2023 to October 18, 2023. And we understand that this particular document, affidavit of support, was found at the premises of Roque South 99. I'm just wondering, but of course you already have your explanation a while ago, but honestly, I'm really wondering, why is a copy of your affidavit of support found at the premises of Roque South 99? Why would a POGO have a copy of your affidavit, and to what interest do they have in your personal life?
Mr. Chair, because my EA, who is studying in an aviation school, decided to temporarily take residence in the premises of Whirlwind. That is the answer here, Mr.
Thank
Chair.
you. And of course, it was also presented to the Senate, that which you deny also, that there's a copy of the organizational chart of Roque South 99 submitted to POGO, to PAGCOR in your application, which states that Attorney Harry Roque is the legal head of Roque South 99, and the same document was presented previously to the Senate.
Mr. Chair, as Attorney Jeza Fernandez has stated, that is unverified, and according to the rules of evidence, that is only a piece of paper until authenticated by a person who saw the document or by the person himself who prepared the document.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, I also note that it was also mentioned a while ago that former Secretary Harry Roque facilitated the meeting with PAGCOR Chief Alejandro Tenco. And this was confirmed by PAGCOR Chief Alejandro Tenco, facilitated the meeting with Cassandra Ong, and Cassandra Ong is the representative both of Whirlwind previously and now the representative of Roque South 99. Do you have any comments, Secretary?
What is the question, Mr. Chair?
There's no question, but if you wish to comment, I would let you comment. But if not, then I'll proceed. And it was mentioned, nabanggit po ni PAGCOR Chief, na nakiusap po kayo kung pwedeng bigyan ng pagkakataon ng Roque South 99 na mabayaran ng kailang arrears.
It was Cassandra who did the talking. I merely accompanied her, and I accompanied Cassandra as a person whom I know is from Whirlwind. At that point, I will stress that even PAGCOR acknowledged that on that specific date, the official representative of Roque South to PAGCOR was Mr. Dennis Cunanan.
For the record, Attorney Harry Roque, ulitin po natin ulit yung tanong, kayo po ba yung abogado ng POGO ng Roque South 99?
Hindi po, Mr. Chair. I have said it many, many times, and I will maintain that. And assuming arguendo that I was or is, the question is, where is the crime? But I will not acknowledge a relationship that does not exist, because according to the Code of Professional Responsibility for Lawyers, there must first be a meeting of the mind between the lawyer and the attorney to repose trust and confidence on the lawyer to represent the client on legal matters.
Maraming salamat po. And the summary pieces of evidence we have, in addition to those that have already been mentioned, your affidavit of support in favor of Mr. Alberto Rodolfo Y. de la Serna, your former EA, is found at the premises of the POGO Roque South 99. POGO Roque South 99 organizational chart submitted to PAGCOR, and it states that you are Roque South 99's legal head. You went to PAGCOR, you facilitated a meeting of Roque South 99 with the PAGCOR chief, Tenco, and you were with Cassandra Ong and requested for Roque South 99 extension of payment of its arrears. And yet, Secretary Roque, You deny to be a lawyer of Lucky South 99. I'm just wondering who are you trying to fool? We are not actually born yesterday, Secretary. Sa tingin mo po ba kaya mong paikutin ang mga tao sa hearing na ito kasama ang sambayan ng Pilipino? Of course, deny as much as you want. But the overwhelming pieces of evidence point to one thing. Any reasonable person will come to an unmistakable conclusion. You are part, or perhaps a lawyer, of Pogo South 99.
Mr. Chair, I resent that. I am not fooling anyone. I resent that also coming from someone who was my former law student and who was my inaanak. That's not the way to treat a resource person of this House. At least when I was a member of this House, we never treated resource persons in that way. I resent that for the record, Mr. Chairman.
May I ask the honorable member Kong Salo to refrain in issuing statements that would insult our resource persons. I am not saying you are, but try to avoid issuing statements that would hurt the feelings of our resource persons. Please proceed.
Will do, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, in our last hearing on August 16, Friday in Pampanga, Secretary Roque was invited by the Squad Committee. And Attorney Harry Roque sent a letter dated August 13, 2024, addressed to the Honorable Chairman, Robert Ace Barbers. Yours true. Are you the lead chairman? Informing Chair Barbers that he will not be able to participate in the said meeting due to a conflict with the previously scheduled court hearing before the Regional Trial Court of Manila on 16 August 2024, the same date of our Quad Committee hearing. I have here a copy of that particular letter. Mr. Chair, we have also in receipt here a copy of certification from Attorney Jennifer H. de la Cruz, Buendia, Clerk of Court and ex officio Sheriff of Manila, RTC Manila, stating that Attorney Harry Roque has no hearing on August 16 and did not appear in the courts of Manila on said date. Mr. Chair, I hate to say it, but clearly, Attorney Harry Roque, our former secretary, and my former professor, law professor, lied to this committee. And that amounts actually to disrespect on the members of the committee, which is contemptible under Section 11E of the Rules of the House of Representatives on inquiries in aid of legislation. I therefore move, Mr. Chair, that Attorney Harry Roque be cited for contempt for disrespecting the members of this committee when he lied in order to evade attending the hearing of this committee where he was invited. So move, Mr. Chair.
I did not quite hear what you said, Congressman Salo. Can you please repeat? Are you moving for the committee to cite Mr. Attorney Harry Roque in contempt?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Pursuant to Section 11E of the Rules of the House of Representatives in aid of legislation. So
Mr.
move,
Chair,
Mr. Chair.
1 minute suspension. That there was a motion by Congressman Ron Salo to cite our resource person, Attorney Harry Roque, in contempt for lying before this committee when when he was invited in August 16 when the Quadcom had its first public hearing. And according to that letter, he stated that he cannot attend for the reason that he has a hearing in an RTC in the city of Manila. Congressman Ron Salo read the certification issued by the Clerk of Court of the RTC Manila, which states that the hearing where Attorney Harry Roque is a counsel was scheduled in August 15 and not August 16. And in August 16, there was a certification from the same clerk of court saying that Harry Roque has no hearing in any of the RTC of the City of Manila. That is the parliamentary status, Your Honors, and there is a pending motion by Congressman Ron Salo to cite Attorney Harry Roque in contempt for lying before this committee when he submitted an excuse to his being absent in our hearing last August 16. Now, pursuant to our rules, Section 11 of the Rules of Procedure Governing Inquiries in Aid of Legislation, it says that the committee may punish any person for contempt by a vote of 2/3 of the members present, there being a quorum. The following shall be the grounds for citing any person in contempt. In this case, as stated by Congressman Salo, the reason for the contemptible act committed by our resource person is in paragraph E, which reads, acting in a disrespectful manner towards any member of the committee or any misbehavior in the presence of the committee. So, may I solicit comments from our members before we rule on this motion? In the spirit of fairness, because the committee has been citing our resource persons who have violated this rule in contempt and detaining them in the premises of the House of Representatives. Would there be any comment from our members?
Mr. Chair, before we vote
Chairman Abante?
before we vote of the contempt, we would like to hear first the explanation of the reason behind his absence to this committee. That's it.
Thank you, Your Honor. I was hoping to be given an opportunity to be heard. It was an honest mistake, Your Honor. I have also been a member of this chamber. We don't hold hearings on Fridays. So when I saw the notice of hearing, I assumed that just like the first and the second hearing where I attended, that it would be on a Thursday. And that is true, that I had a hearing both in the morning and in the afternoon. And that is why I sent that letter. By the time I realized that it was a Friday and there was in fact a hearing, it was also close already to lunchtime, and the hearing was in Pampanga. So I apologize for the honest mistake, but the truth of the matter is I have been here on Thursdays, so 2 hearings already, and I just assumed that just like in the past where we don't hold hearings on a Friday, that the hearing would be on a Thursday, as in fact today is also a Thursday. So it was an instance of, okay, there's a hearing, it's on Thursday again, and I have a hearing on Thursday. That's why I sent the letter right away, not even realizing that 16 is a Friday. That was an honest mistake. Had I had any intentions not to appear, I would not have appeared today as well. But in the first 2 instances, and those were the 2 instances where I was invited, I in fact appeared. I have no wish to disrespect the very same body of which I was a part of, which I consider at some point in time as my happy place, in fact, the House of Representatives. Thank you, Your Honors.
This committee. Thank you.
There is a motion to cite Attorney Harry Roque in contempt for violating Section 11, Paragraph E of the Rules of Procedure Governing Inquiries in Aid of Legislation of the House of Representatives. There is a quorum in each of the committees composing the Quadcom. So, may I ask the committee secretary to please record the vote of all the members in this committee hearing.
Mr. Chair, just a clarificatory questions, Mr. Chair, before we proceed on the voting. Mr. Chair, I was listening to the manifestation of Chairman Akop, and well, I agree with him. Voting should be done if there is a outright objection to a motion raised. I believe the motion that was raised by Congressman Ron Salo, has not been objected to, Mr. Chair. Did you object?
Can we get a clarification as to the position of Congressman Paul Dasa with respect to the motion of Congressman Salo? Are you objecting, Your Honor?
Well, I beg to disagree with my good friend Chairman Akop. The chair had opened the floor for comments before taking it to a vote. So my position is the chair had already decided to let people speak and then take it to a vote. But I will abide by your ruling, Chair. Should you take that position, but if you want to take it to a vote, I'm also willing to vote.
So in that
May-
case, if I may be allowed to explain, in that case, Mr. Chair, if the good gentleman from the good Deputy Minority Leader accede to the fact that even the chair can decide, the chairman can decide whether to cite Attorney Roque in contempt or not, then we will just simply yield to the decision of the
Mr.
chairman
Chair.
and no longer proceed with any voting, Mr. Chair, because under the rules, the only way we can proceed with the vote, Mr. Chair, if there's an objection, and since there's no objection, we relay. I mean, I agree with Congressman.
The rules states that 2/3 of the member present must agree to a motion in order that the motion will be approved and carried.
Yes.
So, in this case, the motion to cite Attorney Harry in contempt was properly made by the movant, and no objection was put forward, meaning it is a unanimous decision in accordance and in approval of the motion of Congressman Salo. So the motion is to cite him in contempt. So since, again, there was no objection made by any of the member present, therefore, the ruling of the chair and the members is that Attorney Harry Roque is now cited in contempt. Okay? So, again,
Mr. Chair,
the
Mr. Chair, just a quick manifestation. I will not be questioning your ruling. I'd just like to register my vote as a no for that motion.
so isn't that an objection?
Mr. Chair.
Okay, it's a vote. Now, I just want
Yeah,
to
just
make
for the
that
record.
clear.
I didn't want to delay it any further. I could have objected and make everybody
Okay.
vote.
Thank you.
But I wanted to give you that flexibility to immediately rule on it as requested and by Chairman Akop and Kong
Okay.
Jong.
Thank you.
But just for the record,
Thank you.
I would have said I voted no for that motion.
Thank you, Congressman Paul Dasa. The motion of Congressman Ron Salo to cite Attorney Harry Roque in contempt is now approved.
Mr. Chair, can
Mr.
I move
Chairman.
for reconsideration?
Mr. Chairman,
Let us first hear the member. The next the rule clearly states that after citing in contempt a resource person, a proper motion of the penalty must be open to the body. So is there any motion?
Mr. Chair, can I move for a few minutes suspension?
Okay, 1 minute suspension. So the parliamentary status is that our resource person, Attorney Harry Roque, was cited in contempt for violating Section 11, Paragraph E of our rules. And after the contempt, the proper motion is to follow Section 12, which speaks of the penalty. Is there any motion? Congressman Salo?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, and to this honorable committee, in consideration of the fact that the resource person, former Secretary Harry Roque, is my former law professor, fellow Kabayan Party List representative, and a former member of this House of Representatives, and in consideration also of his claim for honest mistake, and of course, the apologies that he has given to this committee, and finally, in consideration of personal relations, as you has mentioned a while ago that he was my ninong, respectfully move, Mr. Chair, that the penalty be given be shortened to the barest minimum, which is just 1 day or 24 hours, Mr. Chair.
Second motion, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion,
Second motion,
duly
Mr. Chair.
seconded, to impose a penalty of 24 hours to our resource person, Attorney Harry Roque. Hearing no objection, the motion is carried.